tried a few times now to record this video for you, and really, that's not how I roll. So I'm also watching and listening for, this is the energy of March. There is this desire within to move something forward, but everything's not quite lined up yet. So what I have experienced is it's almost like everything is trying to line up, but it's like train tracks that are just like glitchy. It is not a smooth transition into this forward momentum. It is instead the vigilance that I talked about, but also something is being tested. I know, I love that. Hey, thank you. Four of Wands is the first card that comes out for us. And the Four of Wands is certainly that energy of moving something forward. Our wands and our fire. The Four of Wands often about moving. So it would make perfect sense. The Chariot, the wheels are moving. Something is moving us forward right now. And we all have this hunger to move forward. But the reality outside of us is not one that we can trust entirely yet, because you haven't remembered all of your fucking superpowers yet. You're about to, because the reality that's around you is the one that's been created for you. You haven't actually become a participant in your reality. Ooh, yeah, I heard you. Yes, heard. Cool, so no, cool. We talked a little bit about manifesting over on the Self-Consciousness podcast with Jen Y. I think that might be worth listening to if you want. But we're going to talk about that idea in that podcast of manifestation. Not necessarily it, but watch for your desire to oh yeah, have an idea. I'm also a projector. I can't have those ideas and act on them. I have to wait for this other energy to come in from the universe. So March feels like things are lining up a little bit, but there's also this beautiful energy, as you might know, of spring equinox that's coming. Thanks. The balance of everything. We have been still for a year. We have been quiet. We have gained many, many things. And those gains are sometimes going to be tested this month. See that? Tested. The testing is almost necessary to see how resolved you are to evolve. What's your resolve to evolve? No, hold on. What's your resolve to evolve? Try saying that 3 times. I couldn't even say it once. There's this energy that's going to come up of you think that you've gained a lot. Have you? And how much? Oh, how strong is your house? How strong is your foundation? How strong is your knowingness within? Whew. And it's all very earthy. It's not a metaphysical. It's not a mental. It's not a psychological. This is instead going to come in as things are glitching out. Can you just stay still or ride with it a little bit? We're going to make sure you have a tool to do that. Maybe it's time for the tool. Here's our 2 of Cups. And just look at, you want to just see how all of this is going? Hello. Here's our 4 of Wands, where we've got 2 people together. Temperance, of course, holding the 2 cups and 2 cups. Oh, yeah, y'all. I don't need you to be worried about a darn thing in this month, except recognizing each time, oh, there it is, the 2. Cool. Realities are splitting, right? Okay, the shift in whatever way that looks. It's going to be one more of, oh, can you remain present, or do you go to sleep? The evolution, the revolution. Got it. Can you stay awake? Do you want to stay awake? So let's give this one tool right now, because I think it's the one that I have been going to over and over. This is going to be an Egyptian Hekau, which is one of their sacred magic words, which tells the universe how to construct itself. It's an old, clearly, can you tell, older than the Egyptians. And maybe for yourself, invoking the spirit of water. Since we got so much of it today, fire and water, specifically. Let it be steamy. Let it be comforting. And the sound that we're going to use is Mersef. 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 And the easiest way, Mersef, that I want you to play with that, is when you can find yourself giving a little bit too much of a damn. If you find yourself pushing or fighting for something, Mersef. Mersef. Allow me to move into a place of compassion, Mersef. Allow me just to dissolve and surrender into this, Mersef. If I can remember that everything in the universe is already aligned to support me and support you, do you know that? Everything in the universe is kind of moving you to this next finish line, which is the evolution of consciousness. which is you remembering that you're divine, which is you remembering that you create reality and beginning to create more things together, because that shit back there had to go. Okay. We've taken our hits pretty good, haven't we? I think we have. Mersef. Yeah, the devil came up earlier. Thank you. I've pulled cards twice now. I wanted this to be with you really authentic and not anything that I was already working with. But we have to acknowledge the devil, because what's coming up this month is the idea of fear. Can you breathe into that for a second? The idea of fear. The devil is concepts. The devil is mechanisms of power and control. Watch for where it is that you want to control things, Mersef. There's nothing that you can control anymore. Oh, thanks. That's sweet. They say there's only things to be created, nothing to be controlled. If you're trying to control something, chances are you're still operating in somebody else's paradigm. If you are all of a sudden coming into this place of remembering that you're creator, it begins to dance a little bit. And the universe has been waiting for you to do this a very long time. Mersef. Shall we do a little bit of a journey, please? Okay, you want to do it that way. That's sweet. We brought specific cards. Are you shocked by that? This is the Wild Unknown Spirit Animals deck. So we're going to do a little bit of a journey to Oyster. I don't want you to pay attention to what you think you know about Oyster. We're going to go and do a journey now. Think of it like a guided meditation. Just go along with it. It's what Oyster is. And some of us are visual, some of us feel, some of us hear or know. So whatever you experience is right. Nurture it, encourage it. Mersef. Allow yourself to go into the waters, to find Oyster on their turf. Allow yourself to sink gently, maybe to the bottom of the ocean. Allowing Oyster to give you a message or a blessing. Whatever it is, there's a blessing just for you. Ask Oyster how it can help you in the next month of March 2021. What its medicine or allyship can support you in. Heard. Heard. Thank Oyster for its messages, love, medicine. To allow yourself to come back up to the surface of the water. Maybe allowing yourself a moment to lie on that beach, holding the message, the blessing, like your own little pearl. a gift from the divine. To remember. To remind you when you forget. Forgetting is part of it. Please don't judge that too much. This is how we human. You might have heard they had some messages coming through for me as we were in there together. And I want to go back to this devil for just 1 second. If you need to pause, please do. If you want to be with that oyster medicine just a little bit longer. The devil is important here because while there are multiple realities that are being created, realities are really dissolving. New realities are being created. We want it to be yours, not you hopping onto anybody else's. As soon as you hop into somebody else's, it's not going to work. You're going to have hurt. I need you to do real good this month. Not that there's a good or bad hierarchy, but when presented with an opportunity where you can either hold peace or you can engage in frustration and anger, I need you to go for peace, compassion, to rise above over and over. That feels like some of the tests this month too. Can you rise above? Do you remember that all of this is a game? Do you remember that all of this is dissolving so something better can come in? Mersef. The other favorite that came up for us this weekend was Nuk Oopsh Oopsh. It sounds like a nonsense word because it kind of is. Nuk Oopsh Oopsh. And Nuk Oopsh Oopsh means nothing is real. It's fine. Nothing is real. That one's a little harder when things, it's a really good one if you're feeling like too serious about anything. Nuk Oopsh Oopsh. Fuck all of it. It's fine. But this energy of the devil, I know. They could use your energies to pull you in and pull you away from what your path is. Don't do that, please. Your rage doesn't serve. Your love does. Your ability to stay compassionate, to let things heal through you, even if it has nothing to do with you. Because most of the time, it has fucking nothing to do with you. You're just somebody's avatar that they're playing stuff out with. What does pertain to you? Well, that's what the fuck you're creating. Pretty good, right? So watch for the glitches this month. It's just gonna don't fall into it. Just like avoid that little speed bump over there. Glide with it a little bit. I love that we had all of the water. For me, Temperance is always a very watery card, but having the Temperance between both the Fire and the Two of Cups water is interesting as well. So I like how it's all playing together in these ways. There's this great balance that's coming in, and even if you think of the devil in that way, we've also got our two figures on all of this. Like, polarity is really shifting this month, y'all. An oyster, this is where you come back to over and over. Pretty please. And hey, have you given any thought to inner space? Because what's coming in for it? I couldn't see it all until I did. And then once I did, I think it's the sweetest thing we've done. I didn't expect that. Even the way it's been set up. Hey, 4-week initiation instead of a 3-week initiation. It's so nurturing. I'm sure I'll share it more. This is not talking about that. But I think I want you to know that there is only cause for hope. And not a hope that is so fanciful anymore, but instead we're beginning to see it in our world, watching it happen around us. There's enough of us that are awake now that we're going to get to do some cool things, and the spring equinox is coming to support us in those ways, and we are always here to support you in those ways. To remember, it's a big fucking deal right now. You choose. I love you so very much.